that happened in Ozo, Russia earlier this year. In January, you can see these cars basically becoming part of the avalanche. Look at this amazing footage from Austria, the recent massive snowstorms there, extreme weather. You can see this is actually a house that's fully covered, just completely and utterly covered with snow. I don't know what's going on here. You have all these things flying around, disappearing, reappearing. I don't know what this is. This footage here is from Brazil. You can see this dam breaking forth. You can see the water already coming out from the bottom of it and just completely envelops this town. The water going at an unreal speed here. It's just amazing how fast it's going. And you can see how it just shoots over and hits all these hills coming down the mountain. And it turns into sort of an ooze as it goes through this quarry or whatever this is. I think it's a quarry of some sort. And you can see these cars like trying to figure out which direction they're going to go. They're like, I don't know which way I'm going to go. You got this massive vehicle here coming from the right. And I think he knows better what he's doing than that little car there. That car, I don't know what he's thinking. And I think the train was enveloped by this as well. You saw a train over on the right side there. It's completely been, I don't know, it's gone now. Here we see little fire tornadoes coming off a building that's on fire in the middle of a snowstorm.
That's a haunting sound, if we've ever heard one. One ball, no strikes. And the bunt is foul. The count is 1-1.
Now what could that possibly be? Somebody shut the door.
It sounds supernatural.
Reports of loud booms heard in Brookfield remain a mystery.
While people at Brookfield still suspect the explosion-type noises are related to local injection wells, Glenn Stevens says state regulators have found no evidence of that.
The latest complaints concern loud explosion-type noises. Gloria Douglas lives directly adjacent to the well site.
Yeah, very distinct. You know, it's something that you've not heard here before.
And it's loud?
Very loud.
What is this, Sid? What's that noise? Freaking the dog out. Shut up, Sid. Go inside. What do you think that is?
And what are these strange sounds that are coming at sea? It sounds like it's coming from deep within the ocean here or something. You can see the clouds also look rather strange. Also came across this strange footage from January this year. Something flying behind this plane and catching up and passing it. Very strange. It seems to be obviously a lot smaller. Some are saying it's a person, which that seems a little strange. A UFO, maybe some new technology. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I'm going to talk about Saudi Arabia's $500 billion megacity, Neom. And Neom hopes to be the most advanced city in the world someday. According to DiscoverNeom.com's press release, Neom will be so advanced that it may be possible that robots outnumber humans in the city.
Now let's take a look at this futuristic city called Neom, which I think is about as New World Order as it gets. In fact, it could end up being potentially the center of the New World Order, where we can live the future as we create the future, unrivaled in concept, unmatched in intelligence, unconstrained by history, and built on humanity's greatest resource, imagination. Neom is a new kind of tomorrow in the making, a place on Earth like nothing on Earth, a new blueprint for sustainable life on a scale never seen before, where inventiveness shapes a new, inspiring era for human civilization. Neom will operate as an independent economic zone with its own laws, taxes and regulations specially created to boost healthy growth and wealth for the region, investors and residents.
With energy that flows from the sun and wind, neighborhoods that can feed and clean themselves, technologies that make life everything it can be. This is where we can prepare together for the next era of human progress.
Now I find this to be very strange. We have this prince in Saudi Arabia wanting to build this massive city called Neom, which means new future. And what's so strange about it is it's going to be 33 times bigger than New York City, and it's going to be built on the real location of Mount Sinai. You know, Moses and the Ten Commandments, you know, about them having the Exodus from Egypt. We're talking about the real location, not the fake one, not the one that everybody thinks is the actual Mount Sinai, the real one, which very few people apparently know about. Saudi Arabia has been keeping this secret for a long time, putting guards up and fences up so that people can't even access the area. But all the people who live in that area know exactly what the mountain is. They call it the Mountain of God. They know all about Moses living there at one time. It's very strange, but they're going to be building a massive city right over this, maybe bulldozing the real Mount Sinai with the top that's actually darkened from God's glory coming down on the top of it. It's still dark, the mountain. So they're going to be going through this holy site and potentially demolishing it to build this massive city. Could this actually be the real Babylon?
Haven't we heard about this other candidate for Mount Sinai? Why has almost the entire focus been on the traditional site despite its lack of compelling evidence?
Think about how many things line up with the biblical story right here at this mountain.
There's a beach and path where the Red Sea crossing could have happened, matching the biblical account. You can see how the Israelites could have camped near Elim with its 12 wells and 70 palms. Along the way to Jabal Makla, there's a split rock and area suitable for camping. There's a mountain referred to as the Mountain of Moses, with a large plain in front of it where millions of Israelites could have camped. You can see an altar of uncut stone at the foot of the mountain, where there's evidence of burnt sacrifices, right where it should be. There's evidence of bull worship, and you can see exactly how Moses would have seen the golden calf worship going on as he came down from the mountain. There's a brook that comes down from the mountain just like the Exodus story says. You can see right where the cave of Elijah might have been. All of these little details have to fit, and they fit.
And here we have the rock of Horeb. This is the rock that Moses split and the water came out. They actually have evidence of water running down in this exact area. You can go look closely at this evidence right here in this video, and it shows that the water actually had eroded rocks here, and there's still a path to where the water was at one time. Now here is the real Mount Sinai. You can see its darkened top. Once it gets on the screen here it is. You can see it in the background there. Off in the distance, you can see how the top has been darkened. When you look at it from an aerial view, it's even far more prominent and obvious. We still even have Moses' altar still here. You can see it on the ground there. They had those troughs for where the animals came in for it, and the altar was to the right there. So all this stuff is still there. Okay, and this is the dry lake bed at the foot of the mountain where they're all able to stay. They had actually a lot of people, obviously, in this caravan in those ancient times. And here we have the golden calf altar. You can see it here with all these large rocks that are all together there. This was actually the altar where they had it, and they have some drawings around it. And you can see also there's some gold actually in the ground here as well, which shows that he had ground it up as he indicated, and there's a lot of gold dust in this area. And here are some of the writings and drawings that were on some of the stones in the area, showing the bull that they were worshiping and such. That they actually got their idea from Egyptian gods. So this is some more evidence that they were in this area. And here's also the cave of Elijah. They have drawings in there as well. The top of Mount Sinai, you can see it is actually dark. You know, this is a plateau right here where they all waited. Isn't actually the mountaintop here, but this is the plateau where all the elders waited for Moses to come down from the mountain. And here's actually the mountain itself. You can see how the top of the mountain is darkened in a strange color, and it's even more obvious from a higher aerial view. It's like the only mountaintop that's dark like that. From a high up mountain view, you can tell it's very obvious. As I mentioned earlier in this video, the Saudis are actually planning on building a mega city called Neom that is 33 times bigger than New York City, exactly over this location. All right, so we want to get the word out to a lot of people so they know what's really going on here, and we can actually halt the construction, at least in this area where this artifacts in this site are, so that it's not demolished and gotten rid of. We want it to be preserved, obviously. And if you would be able to share this on social media, tell other people about it, be very much appreciated. Also, if you want to support their project, which is a nonprofit project, you can visit their website, and they also have the ability for you to donate if you want to support them in this project and getting the word out on the site and it being preserved. Thanks for watching.